Thank God for our fearless leader. Been broadcasting and been saying all kinds of stuff, and guess what? Mic was muted. Thank you, JP, for helping me out there, letting me know my mic was muted. As we get set to do this Dover Monster Mile here tonight, we're riding along with Buddy Chamberlain, who's already put his laps in. He's currently second. Not doing too bad of a race here tonight. Want to give a big shout out to all the fans, especially those who have been sending me private messages through YouTube. Thank you. Yes, my wife is doing pretty well here tonight. And I'm just going to leave it at that. I want to thank all the racers and members of Dynasty Racing League for keeping their thoughts and prayers in for my wife as well. Thank you, gentlemen. It is greatly appreciated. As we get set to run 175 laps here tonight, I believe I am going to go with, let's see, who do I want to pick here tonight? I'm not going to pick none of the top favorites here tonight, just because we know that they can get the job done. I think I'm going to go off the books here tonight, and I'm going to go with Brent Kingcock. How about that? Brent Kingcock's going to win this race tonight because everybody else is going to hit the outside wall and tear their cars up. That's what I think is going to happen, but I have been known to be wrong before. Oh, look at that. We got Gary Cornwett. Now, you know, that's another driver you got to look out for sitting on the pole right now. And Ben Izinga, he's my second pick tonight. I said I was going to pick him. I told him I was going to pick him to win the race. But, you know, Ben, he's sitting pretty high up in the points, and I don't think he's won a race yet. He actually has won a race tonight. But I'd like to see Cornwett get away with one here tonight, or even Larillo. And yes, I said that wrong, and I intentionally said that wrong because I told Larillo that I was going to mess with him and bring back the good old days where I called him Larillo. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope Larillo can dump his fearless leader at the last lap and pay him back for a little bit of what happened to him a couple of weeks ago. Knock, knock, hint, hint, wink, wink, whatever. But anyway, all fun aside, these gentlemen are getting ready to get set to go green flag racing here tonight at the Dover Mile. We are going to be here, if I'm not mistaken, again, our current event is for 175 laps. It is 73 degrees outside, where our track temperature has increased to a whopping 105 degrees and 14-mile-an-hour winds out of the southeast. That is going to be pushing a lot of people into the outside wall. That much is for sure. You're going to have great car control here tonight. Good luck, gentlemen, with that. Our next race in this series, oh my Lord, we're going to be at the All-Star Lucas Oil Raceway. It's going to be for a whopping 77 laps. If these cars don't get tore up here, they definitely will get tore up next week. That is for sure, ladies and gentlemen. Our next broadcast is going to be again here at the Dover Mile. It's going to be Wednesday night. It's going to be in the trucks, and it's going to be awesome for 150 laps. Can't wait for that. I'm actually going to most likely 99.9% chance that I might make that race. 99.9% I won't win that race, but I'm going to make it. I'm pretty sure about that. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, as we get set to get this green flag going, let's see if we can't get through the grid here real quick. If it'll let me reset it and get everything going. Cornewett's on the pole. Izinga is second. And Marsh is third. Stouffer fourth. Matt Lovett fifth. James Larillo sixth. Ryan Hesgard, 7th. Buddy Chamberlain, 8th. Getty Buckner, 9th. Bill Edwards is 10th. David Wright, 11th. Mike Lemon, 12th. Andrew Short, 13th. James Pendall, 14th. Cy Darius Jackson, 15th. Paul Barbuza, 16th. And, of course, it's going to mess me up as usual. Let's just reset it, and let's start the grid over. Go back. Brent Kingcock, 17th. Dustin Jones, Nathan Pollard, Zachary Smith, Rod Fossenall, Clay Phillips, Sam Niederhelm, Martin Wenzel, and rounding out our field tonight, Jordan Larson, who I do not believe qualified and probably will not actually be running this race here tonight. We are Green Flag Racing. Wow, Corner and Wet really took off here tonight. He's got almost a 1.2 second lead over top of Chris Stouffer. And let me see if I can't get rid of that. Ben Izinga's all over the back door, Chris Stouffer. And we got some 2x2 racing back here with Marsh, Larillo, Hesgard, and Butner. Hesgard wasting no time to try to get on the inside of Larillo. Everybody's going to try to get single file. That's what I would do. Try to get single file as quickly as possible. Tire management is going to be the key here tonight. This track is well known for tearing up some tires. And our Gary Cornwett really, with that great start, really is pulling away from this field here tonight. Got a 1.7 second lead over top of Izinga, who has already got some rear end damage, and I'm not sure where that came from. Come back to our normal top four, Larillo, Hesgard, and Getty Buckner. They're just sitting here back in the third, fourth, and fifth place riding around. Jump back here in the back and see if we can't find us some action. And I thought maybe I saw Stouffer, but if he was making a play for the second place, I missed it. And Nathan Pollard up underneath James Pandolf, unable to make that pass. JP's been pretty fast here tonight. Looking forward to see how he finishes this race. Pollard's going to try to look up underneath Pandolf again. Should not take us long to get through this race if we can get a lot of green flag racing in here tonight. Now, Mr. Lemon had a fast car during practice. And he's going to have to, all he can do to get around that 54 if he wants to try to gain some more positions here tonight. Andrew Short up underneath right. Oh, wow. That was really close. If they didn't make contact, they should have. But actually, I think he did make some contact with Mr. Wright right there. as that right front fender is a little boogered up now, and it wasn't before he entered the turn. And wow, Chris Stouffer's dropped quite a bit. He's dropped all the way back down into 6th place. I'm not sure what's going on with Mr. Stouffer. But Izinga seems to be running down corner wet. He got Hesgard right on his tail, followed by Larillo, Getty Buckner. Those gentlemen do know how to get around this track. And if anybody can run Mr. Corner Wet down, those 3 gentlemen can, that's for sure. Already starting to see a lot of cars with that right front fender damage. That outside wall is not going to be your friend here tonight. Well, Zachary Smith back in the league, running some good racing here lately. Don't talk much about him as he's taking a look up underneath Fastenal. Fastenal closes the door on him. And there goes Nathan Pollard. Trying to do everything he can to get around Mr. Smith. Now, Clay Phillips told me before this race he was just going to try to get through it and ride and survive. He didn't get quite a lot of practice in here before the race. And they have cut that lead down to under a second on Corner Wet as we reach the 20 lap mark. I believe our pit stops are going to be around 35 to 40 laps here tonight. I don't believe you're going to want to be out there much longer than that. I know you can go a lot further than that, especially on fuel here tonight, but I just don't think the tire management is going to allow you to do much more than 40 laps here tonight. Martin Wenzel back here in the back, struggling already as he's got Clay Phillips breathing down his neck, Dustin Jones and Rod Farsenal. Got to give a big shout out to Martin Wenzel for all the work he does here with DRL. If it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have these graphics going on every week. Car files updated. So thank you, Mr. Wenzel, for all the hard work you put into this league. It is greatly appreciated. And he is still battling it out. Don't push in the wall. Oh, nice save. That wind has got to be something fierce out there tonight with 14 mile an hour. And the track is so slick with 105 temp. These gentlemen got their hands full, that is for sure. Hesgard's made his way around Izinga, so has Larillo as they take over the 2nd and 3rd spot. Getty Buckner running down the back end of Izinga as well. Corner Wet's pulled away just a little bit and is continuing to gain on top of Hesgard. Little wiggle there from Izinga. It's going to give an opportunity for Getty Buckner to get around him. And move Mr. Buckner into the top 4. Let's jump on the inside of Mr. Cornwet's vehicle and see how he's getting around this track. He's getting ready to...
The yellow flag is out.
Uh-oh, Wenzel. Looks like he's hard into the wall. Give me just a second to let ATVO catch up. I got click happy. And it's going to take a minute for it to catch up. If it will catch up. All right, we're riding along with Mr. Wenzel. Let's see what happens to him. He just grabs the outside wall, comes across the nose of Dustin Jones. And that's going to do it for him. Cornwet trying to make his way off of pit road first. Doesn't do it. Hesgard beats him out. All right, ladies and gentlemen, while we are under yellow, we're going to take a quick break. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, getting ready to get the one to go, set for green. Ryan Hesgard is your leader, followed by Gary Cornwet. James Larillo, Getty Butner, Ben Isinger, Chris Stouffer, Andrew Marsh, Bill Edwards, Matt Lovett, Buddy Chamberlain. Rounds out your top 10. And I believe Hesgard is going to elect to take the outside. Probably not a bad call either, as Wenzel is still on pit road, trying to get some of them repairs done. "25 drivers started this race. We only have one driver off track right now, and that is Martin Wenzel. Not too bad of a show here tonight. Pace car is in. And Hesgard's down and away.
Green flag, green flag.
Wow, Cornwett really got a good run coming out of that turn right there. Tags the outside wall just a little bit. Getty Butner looking for mistakes like that. As always, he's going to capitalize on it if he can. You got Larillo following really close behind Butner. Cornwett did take some right fender damage after he tagged the wall right there. You're going to need about 35 to 40 seconds to repair that, that's for sure. Everybody seems to try to got single file as quickly as they could. Dustin Jones trying to make a move beside Pollard. JP trying to make his move around Niederhelm. JP's almost cleared Niederhelm. He does slide in front of him. Getty Butner made his way around Cornwett, while I was back there in the back messing around. I'm sure that's got a lot to do with that right front fender damage that Mr. Cornwett took after tagging that outside wall. Butner not letting Hesgard get away with anything here tonight, as he's sticking right with him as Larillo is making his way around Cornwett. Isinger is going to be looking to do the same as quickly as possible. As I was talking with Hesgard Larillo earlier, they are really working hard at trying to come away with this championship this year. You know, S2R puts a lot of work in, so does SGK. They do a lot of working together. I would be surprised if SGK or S2R is not one of the championship contenders here in the Dynasty Racing League for the Grand National Series. But we got these wild cards in here too. Some really good, fast, clean drivers who's come up into this league here of late. And it don't take but just a little mistake like Larillo just made by tagging the outside wall to ruin a race for you. Now you can probably get away with one or two ruined races, but when they start stacking up on top of each other, that can run into a problem for you. Izinga trying to look up underneath Cornwett. Izinga makes the pass clean. Chris Stouffer going to be looking to do the same. Handling or something has really went awry with Mr. Cornwett's vehicle once he's tagged that outside wall. Maybe got the camber knocked out or the toe knocked out, one or the other. Don't take much here at the Monster Mile to ruin a vehicle. And as we see Stouffer trying, Stouffer getting ready to have a handful of Marsh here in just a second. As Marsh takes a look on the inside of Chris Stouffer. And you got Bill Edwards right there behind him. A lot of tight racing up here within the top 8 drivers. Especially from about 4th all the way back to 8th. Edwards got a really good run on Marsh right there. Was not able to capitalize on it. Had to get on the binders to keep from running all in the back end of him. Butner all over the back end of Hesgard. Butner wants to lead a lap. 5 or 6 more and he might get a chance to do it. Everybody pretty much running the same line. Diamond in the corners. Staying about a half a car length off till they get to the center apex. Diving all the way down and then pushing right back up to the wall. That's the smoothest way around here at Dover. You can run 2 wide and you can run 3 wide. The odds of you surviving 3 wide for very long is very short and slim. But it's pretty much a one groove track here at the Monster Mile. Passing is hard. Catching somebody is easy. Getting around them is a totally different story. Hesgard showing that he knows how to get around this track. Trying to make a bid for that championship. As we take a quick look at our point standings. Hesgard's got 3 wins. Buckner's got 2. Mike Lemon 0. Bill Edwards 0. Matt Lovett 1. Ben Izinga 1. Andrew Marsh has got 1. Way back down in 18th position. But I believe that's due to the fact that Mr. Marsh has missed a couple of races. But he's not doing too bad here tonight as he is taking another look. Well, up underneath Stouffer. And I believe he's going to clear Mr. Stouffer. He does got him clear now, but Stouffer's fighting back on the outside. You got to be careful with that. Spotter tells you clear, you think you clear, and then when you come off that turn, you're actually not. You're going to get hooked and get sent into the wall. Don't believe what your spotter tells you all the time, especially here at Dover. Things happen in 2.2 tenths of a second, and your spotter is not able to tell you exactly what's going on. You got to rely on your wits, your mirror, and if you're in VR, your head. It looks like Larillo's caught the back end of, well, I thought he did. Pretty much the same distance between Larillo, Butner, and Hesgard. Larillo's already got some right front fender damage as well. How about Butner? Does he got any damage? Butner's car looks good. Hesgard looks good. Larillo's boogered up. Izinga, well, we know he looks good. He usually stays good till the end of the race. Cornwet, wow, I mean, that's a lot of damage on that right fender. Now we got Marsh, who's got a clean car, who's looking to challenge Mr. Cornwet. Seeing how he just got past Chris Stouffer. He's trying to get up there into the top 5, take that position away from Mr. Cornwet. And there goes Mr. Marsh taking a look on the inside. Is he going to bring Stouffer with him? Stouffer thought about it. Cornwet looking for a crossover. Edwards with a heck of a run behind him. Once again, had to get on the binders to keep from eating the back end up. Nathan Pollard, unscheduled pit stop or scheduled pit stop, one or the two, as he makes his way down the road. Wow, he just shot around him. Cornwet just shot around Marsh. As Marsh made his way around him, Cornwet made his way back around him. And this is a battle for 5th place between Cornwet and Marsh. You got to keep this battle going on here between Bill Edwards, Chris Stouffer as well. You got Mike Lemon in the mixes here along with Matt Lovett. A lot of racing going on right here between 4th and 8th place. Up front, it's pretty much the same. Hesgard still leading, Getty Butner 2nd, Larillo's 3rd, but the real battle is right here. As Cornwet, once again, challenging on the inside of Andrew Marsh. Marsh grabs the outside wall. That's going to leave the door open for Bill Edwards and going to leave the door open for Chris Stouffer. Going to break Mike Lemon, Matt Lovett. Wow, all those gentlemen got past him. As I think he may have actually just lost some connection. Andrew Marsh is got a very bad connection issue and is dropping to the back. He went all the way from 5th to 13th, and his troubles are not quite over yet. And we got Bill Edwards and Cornwet getting ready to do some battling going on. As we reach the 35 lap mark, I would imagine within another 10 laps, we should start seeing about green flag pit stops. Bill Edwards taking a look. Trying to set himself up for a nice run coming out. He's gaining. He gains a lot of momentum going in. Unable to capitalize on it coming out. So we jump back up front. Hesgard got a really good lead. But Getty Butner and Larillo is getting ready to switch places, I believe. As Larillo has actually caught the back end of Getty Butner. And he is continuing to take a look up underneath Butner lap after lap. And there he goes. He's up underneath him. Looks like Getty's just going to let him ride. Knows his tires are gone. No sense in wearing and tearing up his stuff. Let him ride. Get your chance to come in here in the pit road in the next 10 laps, and you'll be good to go to do battle another day. And wow. That was all on my end there. I lost the whole server. This battle still continues between Cornwett and Edwards. I know these gentlemen are wanting a caution to try to get some of this damage fixed. But wanting one and being one is two different stories. I see Clay Phillips has moved his way up through the field. Started 22nd and currently running 14th. Not a bad race so far from Mr. Phillips. And there goes Mr. Edwards. Finally got that run up underneath Cornwett. Cornwett in the wall. Got sucked up in it. That wall's a magnet. It will suck you in every time. Hesgard with a 2.2 second lead. Mike Lemon trying to do battle here with Christopher. It's going to leave the door open for Matt Lovett to try to come through as well. As Stouffer got pushed up the track just a little bit. We got to be getting really close to those green flag pit stops. As we just reached lap 45 for this stint on these tires, so I imagine they'll be coming down anytime soon. Edwards is actually gaining on top of Izinga. The further we go on this run. "75 laps into this 175. Another 25 and we start going to take some gloves off. Not too bad of a night here tonight. We've had one yellow flag for 4 laps. Air temperature is 73 degrees. The track temperature has come down quite a bit, down to 96. Wind speeds dropped 4 miles an hour, so the racing conditions are getting better for these drivers the longer we go here tonight. Got David Wright finally up into the top 10 as he just made his way around Chris Stouffer. And he sets his eyes on Matt Lovett. Lemon making his way around corner wet. Looks like Wright's got a really good long run car as he's making his way up underneath Matt Lovett now. Lovett tapped the outside wall, is going to leave the door open for Chris Stouffer. Oh, corner wet hard into the wall. Trying to gain control of the car. Finally gets it up underneath him. But he took a lot of damage on that one, that's for sure. Right up underneath him. Corner wet closes the door on him. Well, these gentlemen have proved me wrong as they are working lap 55 on their set of tires. I thought they would have done been in for green flag pit stops. Right, finally able to get around corner wet. Here goes Lovett. Makes a dive move. I know these gentlemen are screaming, I want some tires, I want some tires. But you can't get none as long as you stay out on the track, that's for sure. Hesgard is still leading this race, ladies and gentlemen, in case you're wondering. With a 3.3 second lead over top of Larillo. Larillo doing a really good job, but he's got Getty Buckner. He got Ben Izinga. They just moved around Dustin Jones, who just went a lap down. Brett Kingcott. Powerball Booza's first car to come down pit road. He's had enough. He wants some fresh tires. Don't blame him. Is he still on pit road? No, he's back out on the track. Now he's going to drive by our leader here. And he's going to get back on the lead lap, if I'm not mistaken. We'll see how this works out, if he's drove his way back on the lead lap or not. As he did come down pit road and did go a lap, he went 2 laps down, so he's got one of them back. But it is about time for our leaders to start coming down pit road. No yellows, no whammies. Let's keep it clean and green. Cornwett down pit road. He's had enough. Zachary Smith just in front of Hesgard there, trying to keep him going a second lap down. Don't think it's going to last long as Hesgard's up underneath him and puts Mr. Smith a second lap down. He's fighting back on the outside though, as we're starting to see green flag pit stops. Chamberlain in, Fossenau in, Cornwett stayed in long enough to get that damage fixed. Probably not a bad call. Cornwett with them 4 fresh tires. Got most of that damage fixed. Trying to fight his way back up through the field. It's easy to get 2 laps down here under a green flag pit stop. We just saw Cydarius Jackson get into the wall. David Wright making his way around Izinga. David Wright's got a really nice long run car here. Able to capitalize even with that damage on the right fender. Moved his way up into the top 5. He started his race 11th. Hesgard trying to make his way through this lap traffic. I'm sure he's hoping that he can go another 3 laps. If he can make it another 3 laps, he knows he can make it to the end on 1 stop if we go green. Andrew Short finally in. Nathan Pollard in. Hesgard needs to make 2 more laps. Then he can make it on 1 stop. No yellows, no whammies. I believe Hesgard is going to be able to do this on 1 stop. He has currently got 73 laps on his tires. he can make it 2 more, he's definitely got it made. As we only have 74 laps to go, if he comes down next time by, he can definitely make it. Everybody else is coming in behind him, though. Butner's now down in. Got a handful of drivers that's elected to stay out so far. It's Bill Edwards. Love it. Pandolf, Smith, and Jones so far have not come down pit road along with Hesgard. Pandolf is getting ready to put a lap down. And he has such a fast car during practice. Oh, wow, what was that all about? The 10 car just come right out and just, wow. Let's take a look at that again. Rod Farsenal. Let's see what was going on with him right there. Now he comes out of the track after making his pit stop. Wow. And just, I don't know what to say about that. Let's take another look at that. Maybe Hesgard was looking to try to get down pit road. Not sure. Hesgard probably thinking he needed to get down pit road and saw him coming. Now he's gearing down like he's coming down pit. Oh, and he could not make it. He saw Falsenal coming, and Falsenal just drills him right in the rear end. Really good job at keeping from running into a caution there, but unfortunate for Mr. Hesgard, as he is going to have to get some. Well, he did not get any of the damage fixed. I thought he would try to get at least some of the damage fixed. JP is finally leading this race. Going to get his bonus points the easy way by staying out. And as these pit stops continue to cycle through, I'm going to jump back on Hesgard. And we're going to take a quick commercial break, ladies and gentlemen. As we come back, Hesgard is trying to make his way back through this field. I don't believe he took too much damage on the rear end, but he does seem to have a little bit of right front fender damage. And that was after he made contact with the wall. during that Fastenal exchange there. Pandolf still out with 83 laps on his tires. I'm really not sure what JP, Zachary Smith, and Dustin Jones are thinking, but they have 83 and 85 laps on their tires, and they have yet to pit. Maybe they're waiting for a yellow flag. I'm not really sure. But nothing good can come from a yellow flag at this point. And the longer they stay out, the more distance these leaders are going to have over top of them, as they are gaining track position now. And I don't think that you're going to be able to make that up by staying out and coming down at a later point and grabbing fresher tires. I mean, I understand the thinking behind it, that you're going to have fresher tires than the leaders. But while you're sitting out there on 85 lap old tires, the leader is sitting out there on 10 lap old tires, and he's gaining a half a football field on you every lap. So it's about time you need to come down pit road. As Butner is only 2 seconds behind Pandolf and gaining on top of Pandolf. And Butner has already been down pit road. And now finally JP comes down, giving Getty Butner a chance to actually get 5 bonus points here tonight for leading this race. And he will get them as soon as he crosses the start-finish line. Larillo back here in the back, second place, getting around these lap cars. Hesgard still trying to gain. 5 seconds back off of Butner. 3 seconds back off of Larillo. Darius Jackson tagging the outside wall in front of Hesgard. Looks like Larillo's actually gaining on Butner. And he is. Now the 14 right behind Larillo is Matt Lovett. He is the first car a lap down. He is hoping for a yellow to get back on the lead lap. And Larillo is really running down Butner. He is gaining almost 0.2 of a second a lap. And I'm not sure if that has anything to do with the draft going on with Lovett right behind him or not, but he is definitely gaining on top of Butner. Hesgard still holding steady, running pretty much the same lap times as Getty Butner. How about old Mr. Wright? Not doing too bad here tonight. Worked his way up into the top 5. Had a really good long run car here so far tonight. If everything works out his way, he still may be able to gain a couple more positions before this thing's over with. But he is 10 seconds back off of our leader. 5.7 seconds back off of Hesgard. Going to need to put the pedal to the metal. Larillo's still gaining ever so slightly on Butner. as Butler's getting ready to make his way through some traffic. Getting ready to come up on the 50 lap to go mark. At that point, your gloves are definitely off. It's time to go fast or go home. You got what you got. At least until a yellow comes out anyway. Butner seeing the back end of Paul Barbuza. Looking to add another lap to him. And Paul Barbuza finally goes a lap down. What a nice run by Paul Barbuza here tonight. Took him 125 laps to go a lap down here tonight. 14th place. Not a bad run for Mr. Barbuza here tonight. Butner now got his sights set on the 10 of Rod Farsenal. Going to add a lap to him. Oh, wow. He almost got into the back end of him and turned him right there. That would have been horrendous. That would have been a costly mistake for both of them. But luckily, Getty Butner found the brakes, was able to get on him, keep from getting into the back end of him. Traffic is what's going to kill you here. Larillo is still gaining. Even though he's in traffic, he is still gaining on Buckner. I got to say, this has been a pretty good race. Again, we have only had just the one yellow for 4 laps. The track temperatures went up a little bit to 100 degrees, but the wind speeds come back down. Air temperature has dropped. So not a bad showing here tonight. For the Monster Mile, I would have expected a lot more yellows than what we've had here tonight. But if y'all want some yellows, all you got to do is keep talking about it and you'll get one. As we definitely got one. Dustin Jones is definitely involved in it as he is stopped on the inside. So let's see what happened to Mr. Jones, as he is going to be battling with 91 of Kingcott. Wow, he just comes right up in across the nose of Kingcott. Thought he was clear, or Spotter lied to him one. But either way, he ends up coming across the nose of Brent Kingcott, who again seems to be finding accidents, looking for a place to happen, and being involved in it. So Dustin Jones unable to adhere to his spotter, I guess, is how we're going to go with that. We're going to do another quick replay of that, and we're going to do a far chase of that just to see just exactly what may have occurred here, is what Dustin Jones may have heard from his spotter or not. Now Kingcott gives him plenty of room. He holds his line. Oh, I don't know. Looking at it from that angle, that's kind of hard to say whether or not Kingcott actually come down or not. Let's take another quick look at that. Ah, I hate to say it, but I think Mr. Kingcock may have came down a little bit on Dustin Jones there. That's going to be up to our officials to work out. I'm just a broadcaster. I got no say-so in the matter. I just call them like I see them. But I'd have to put about 70% of that on Mr. Kingcock. Our leaders have came down pit road. Getty Butner has rejoined the lead. We got Zachary Smith and Pollard staying out to try to get one of their laps back. Probably not a bad call. Hesgard going to restart this race in third. Larillo is going to restart it in second. David Wright's going to be on the back end of Getty Butner, hoping to try to take that win away from him. Followed by Mike Lemon, Ben Izinga, Bill Edwards, Andrew Marsh, Buddy Chamberlain. Way to go, Buddy, in the top 9, top 10 here so far tonight. And Andrew Short's going to round out our top 10. Now, does Getty Butner take the outside on the restart? Or does he take the inside? If I was him, I'd stay on the inside and keep that man Hesgard right there behind me for as long as I could. And apparently that is exactly what he's going to do. Very minimal damage to Mike Lemon's car. And I want to take a look. Very minimal damage to Izinga's car. So as we get set to go back green flag racing, I think every car on this track's got some right front fender damage. Pace car is in. Getty Butner's down and away.
Green flag, green flag.
He got a nice jump. Hesgard finally clears Larillo. Oh, and Larillo's fighting back. Izinga and Wright back here in the back doing some battling. Bill Edwards trying to get around Izinga. Wow, it's really hard to get lined up, get you a hole, and get as many positions as possible on these restarts. That is exactly what these gentlemen are trying to do. Buddy Chamberlain just trying to hang on to the top 10. Having a really good run here so far. Hesgard looking all over the back end of his teammate. Looks like David Wright and Bill Edwards are getting ready to do some battle. Whoa! Edwards tried to get it up underneath him. Wright shoved the door on him. Don't know how much more you put up with that before you throw the chrome bumper to him. He finally gets up underneath him cleanly. Wright's going to have to concede. Look for the crossover if you can. And Wright's tried to get the crossover going, was unable to make it work. Larillo slowly but surely running down Butner. And slowly but surely pulling away from Hesgard. He's gaining about a tenth and a half a second. Let me rephrase that. He's gaining a tenth and a half a lap. Been a long night for me, ladies and gentlemen. Little under 30 laps to go. Should be a fun and exciting ending to this race. March is trying to look up underneath right. Got the 0-1 of Cornwett trying to get up underneath Chamberlain. Christopher in the mix. Wow, we got some racing going on back here now. As my grandpa used to say, it's time to poop or get off the pot one. Chamberlain taking a look up underneath Christopher. Cornwett up underneath Marsh. If you thought this race was over, you got another thing coming. Pandolf back here doing some battling as well. Not quite got there to him yet. Larillo is still working really hard at trying to do so, though. He's got it down to a half a second. Wow, he cut 2/10 there, right there in that turn. Larillo really wants this race. He needs it too. He doesn't have a win. Now, I know Getty Button's not the type to pull over and let him win one, especially considering that he's S2R and Getty Butner's SGK. So if Larillo wants it, he's going to have to make these next 27 laps count. As they are getting ready to run again into lap traffic. Mike Lemon working the back end of Hesgard. Huizinga and Edwards. You got Wright and Cornwett. March and Stouffer. Those are our top 10 drivers. Larillo, he's there. He's up underneath him. Is that high line going to prevail? It did that time for that lap. But there goes Larillo by him on the inside. Nothing Getty could do there. That inside line is just a way to get around here. "24 laps to go, 23 laps to go, ladies and gentlemen. This race is not going to be over Please don't wreck in front of the leaders there, gentlemen.
The yellow flag is out.
And we do have a yellow flag. And it looks like Matt Lovett's involved. Not sure exactly what happened to him, but let's see if we can't figure it out. Now he's sitting there doing battle with Chris Stouffer. Oh, wow. Looks like Ben Izinga was actually the cause of that. So let's see what happened to Mr. Izinga. Well, Izinga was involved in it to start with, as he is doing battle with David Wright. Let's see if he's going to come down across Wright's nose. Oh, Wright just gets in the back end of him. Sends him up into the fence. Lovett had no place to go, and he keeps getting tagged. Wow. That is not what any one of these racers wanted to see with 22 laps on their tires, but they're all going to come down pit road. The leaders are anyway. Can't blame them for that. You got to get what you can get for these last 20 laps for the restart. And we're going to have less than 20 laps to go when we do restart. Let's see who makes it off of pit road first. Cornwett got the easy pit stop. I'd go for right side tires and get the crap out of there, but that's just me. Larillo's down and away. Butler's down and away. Hesgard, Edwards, Lemon, Wright, Stouffer, Marsh. Wow. And the only person that did not come down that I see is JP. JP elected to stay out to get some valuable track position. As JP finally comes down pit road. Looks like Darius Jackson and Dustin Jones elect to try to get one of their laps back by staying out. Well, we got some 4 fresh Goodyears up underneath us. You got them seat belts pulled tight. We got less than 20 laps to go. Gentlemen, I think we got a race going on here. I don't know about you, but I think it's getting ready to get deep. And I know the man sitting in the catbird seat saying, man, I need Larillo and Butner to get together. I want another win. He said he was going to win this race here tonight. That's talking about Hesgard. When I dropped down in S2R, I asked him which one of them gentlemen were going to win the race tonight. Hesgard spoke up really quickly and said it was going to be him. So, we'll see. Wow, Darius Jackson spun the wheels, trying to get around for his lap. Tags the outside wall. And drives the inside wall. Now he's got a tow. Not a good night for Darius Jackson. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, we did catch that on live TV. I know he's not going to be a fan of it, but I thought that was pretty good. Old tires and gas does not mix. Pace cars in. Here we go. Larillo got a jump.
Green flag, green flag.
Not sure how that's going to work out, as I thought Getty Butner was the leader of this race. But I don't get paid for thinking, though. "15 laps to go this time by. It is now a Saturday night shootout." Stouffer up underneath right. Wow, Edwards right across the nose of Hesgard. Hesgard threads the needle in front of Lemon. Does the crossover move to get back in front of Edwards. Hey, you thought this race was over? You're crazy. They are definitely racing it out now. Lemon trying to get up underneath Edwards. This is a battle for third right here that we're looking at. Hesgard, Edwards, Lemon, Wright. Hey, guess what? Clay Phillips has finally made his way up into this race. Where you been all race, Mr. Phillips? Oh, that's right. Hanging out in the back. Not a bad move there from Mr. Phillips. As Mr. Wright, Edwards is finally trying to make his move on the fearless leader of S2R, Ryan Hesgard. Lemon getting ready to shove him on down the track if he don't move. Right, hard to the inside. Gonna follow Lemon. Tags both.
The yellow flag is out.
He gets into Edwards. Edwards gets into Lemon. Lemon was able to hang on to it. We're going to take another look at that. That's 2 from Mr. Wright. Yeah, he just drives right into the back end of Edwards there. And if he didn't get the 30-second penalty last time, he should definitely get it this time. Now, 9 laps on your tires, 10 laps to go. Ain't nobody coming down pit road. You got what you got. And just as I said that, Getty Butner came down pit road. Phillips, Lemon. You know what? Everybody come down pit road except for Hesgard, Buddy Chamberlain, and Bill Edwards. Everybody else said, I need tires. Izinga decided to stay out as well. So our top 5 drivers decided to stay out, which is exactly what I would have done. But again, I'm not driving. I am the broadcaster. And broadcasters do not win races. If you don't believe me, just watch me race sometime. Now, I got to take that back. Getty Butner wins races, and he's a broadcaster. We overlook him sometimes. Getty Butner was the first car to come down pit road. He's going to rejoin this race in ninth. Looks like Clay Phillips, Mike Lemon, and Cornwell, all of them beat down Butner coming down pit road, getting on and off. So looks like Getty Butner took 4 tires. Cornwell and Lemon took 2. Not sure what Clay Phillips did, as he only had a 10-second pit stop. Probably only took right side tires as well. But Butner with the advantage. He's the first car with 4 fresh tires up inside of the top 10. And when we restart this race, it looks like we're going to have about 7 or 8 laps to go. I don't know if you can gain too many positions with 4 fresh tires. I mean, you got Hesgard, you got Larillo. Chamberlain, I elected him to win this race tonight. But all in all, not doing a bad job. He's up in the top 3. All you got to do is hold off Edwards, stay there, and he might get an interview. Pace lights are out. They will be going green flag racing next time by. Leaving us with about 7 laps to go. Seven-lap shootout. No holds barred now, gentlemen. Make 3 laps, this race is over. Make 2 laps, we're going to get a restart. Pace car's in. Larillo taking the outside again. He's down and away. Hesgard got a really good start with him. Oh, wow. Larillo missed a shift. He did something. Chamberlain got around him. Wow, that's the end of it. Cornwell just got turned hard into the inside fence. And he is still getting tagged. Let's take another quick look at that. Cornwell tries to thread the needle. Unable to do it. Wow. All I got to say is wow. He almost pulled that off. But you know what they say, almost only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. Guess who's leading this race, ladies and gentlemen? Guess who's leading this race? Now let's see what happened there, how he's leading this race. Oh, that's right. He beat him on the gun on the restart. Let's watch this restart again with Mr. Hesgard. He anticipates Larillo. Larillo takes off. Hesgard takes off. Looks like Larillo misses a shift. Hesgard pulls out. Yellow flag's going to fly. And that's going to be the end of it. Now, actually, I believe we will get this lap with a green-white checkered. Is going to determine this race here tonight. But, wow. Mr. Chamberlain, I told you what to do, how to win this race tonight. That's totally up to you whether or not you listen to me or not. At this point in stage, the gas pedal's your friend, the brake is your enemy. we restart this race, it will be a green-white checkered or a one-lap shootout, pretty much. Larillo's going to get lucky. He gets another shot at this to try to get through the gearbox right. Now, if you're Hesgard, do you elect the outside? Or do you try to protect that inside line for these last 3 laps? I want you to know that 3 of the top 4 drivers is S2R. Buddy Chamberlain and Clay Phillips are the only 2 drivers in the top 5 that are not S2R. SGK, wow, they are just hanging on the outside of the top 5. But this race is not over. Butner and Lemon still have a chance to get up into the top 5 here tonight. Anything can happen. Izinga not doing too bad here tonight. Going to finish pretty much around the 8th position where he's at, despite if whether or not he gets a good run or not on this restart. So not a bad job by Mr. Izinga at all. Been doing really well here lately. Lights are out. 3-lap shootout. The yellow flag comes out now, ladies and gentlemen. It is going to be all over but the crying. I coulda, woulda, shoulda is all they're going to have to say. Hesgard does elect to keep the inside. Probably not a bad move, keeping his teammate Larillo behind him. But that's going to leave the door open for Mr. Edwards on the outside if he can get his way around Chamberlain. The outside seems to be working really well on these restarts. Pace car's in. Hesgard's down and away. Chamberlain misses a gear. Edwards is all over the back end of him. Clay Phillips is there. All in the back end of Larillo. Hesgard says, I'm gone. Y'all fight it out for second, but I'm going to win this race like I said. Oh, big wreck in the back. Big wreck in the back. That is the end of it. And Andrew Marsh is definitely involved in it. Looks like Izinga might get turned right here. Oh. Wow. I thought that was the wreck. Oh, 4 cars fighting for the same position. A lot of net code going on right there. Andrew Marsh was a ping pong ball in all of that, and he's still getting tagged. Unbelievable. Let's take another look at that again. All that really started with James Pandolf right about here as he sends him up into Chris Stouffer. Now, I don't know. I'm going to say Pandolf came into Stouffer. Stouffer went up. And, I mean, you see what you see, ladies and gentlemen. The biggest person that took the biggest hit out of that was Andrew Marsh, who had a really solid run going on there. Lost a lot of positions over that. I showed you the replay. You call it like you see it. I called it like I see it, and that's about all I can do as a broadcaster here. But I'm going to say 79.9% of that was on JP. But again, you know, it is what it is. It's racing at a short track, the Monster Mile. Had a really good run up until our last closing laps. We did end up having 6 yellows, but 5 of those was in the last 20 laps, so can't really fault that. Anybody wanting to go for a win here tonight, got to go fast or go home. A lot of guys going to go home crying, but we do have Hesgar going to win this race. Larillo's going to be second. My man Clay Phillips, who said he had no practice, is going to round out our top 3. Katie Buckner is not going to do a bad job here tonight. Going to finish in 4th. And my man Buddy Chamberlain, who I thought was going to come away with at least a finish here tonight in the top 3, is going to actually round out the top 5. So not a bad job from Mr. Chamberlain. And let's see if we can't get on Mr. Phillips here. Get these interviews in. Mr. Phillips, you got a copy, my man?
Yes, sir. I got you.
Well, for somebody who said they had no practice, had not that much skill, no time involved in this track here tonight, you started this race 22nd. You're gonna walk home with a top 3. Walk us through your race, my man.
Yeah, I did exactly what needed to be done at the beginning. I got it into a wall a little bit, a couple times, and just kept trying to save my tires and work my way up. You know, on them long runs, I had a lot better car than a lot of people on them long runs, and you know, that last caution came out, or well, the first caution that brought out all those cautions. I was hoping it was going to go green because I had a feeling I was going to, you know, get up in top 5, but definitely worked out this way. I had that 2-tire strategy there and jumped a couple spots, and if this thing gone green, I know I would have had this win.
Yeah, I was been watching you here as you come up to the field. Talked about you a little bit here tonight. I just can't believe, you know, you say every week that you don't get a lot of practice in, you don't get a lot of time in, but week in and week out, you seem to find your way up in the top 10. And we know what happens when you finish in the top 10 consistently, don't we?
Oh, yeah. I mean, back then, definitely. You know, I put in a lot more practice than I normally do. You know, this week I only had about 24 minutes. So I had a lot to learn, and it was a struggle. I thought I was going to improve in practice, but I just couldn't. And then my qualifying didn't show it. And then as that race goes on, you know, I learn a lot. So that helps. So, I mean, yeah, if I put more practice in, I could be running up front majority of the time. Just not able really to get too much practice in. So I got to do with what I got.
Well, you are our past champion, so I guess you can slack off a little bit if you want to. But even slacking off, you're still coming home with some decent finishes. Give us our shout-outs, man. I know you got them.
Thanks to you putting on these broadcasts. And DRL Racing League is a fun league to be a part of. Competing, and can't wait till we get to down championship. You know, the weeks that are coming, and see what these guys have. Hopefully, you know, we can improve our racing, and then that'll help improve the broadcast and just make this league even more great than it already is.
Well, Mr. Phillips, any other shout-outs you have?
No, that's about it.
All right, Mr.
I'll
Phillips.
definitely get some. I'll be working on that. I'll get some next time. You know, I'm not
Well, I mean,
anticipating these finishes. So
I wouldn't thank Verizon for being on my car. I wouldn't thank anybody else. No, I wouldn't. Considering I'm on Boost Mobile, so I mean,
right, they're not paying me to.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, broadcast.
Well, neither was Food Line last year, but you still won a championship for them. They don't even know it yet. But yeah. I might send them an email and let them know, hey, Mr. Phillips won a championship for you. But hey, anyway, Mr. Phillips, congratulations on your top 3 finish, and we'll see you back here next week.
All right. Well, aren't we off?
Well, I don't know if you're off or not, but I'll be here.
All right. Well,
if I'm talking to myself, if I'm talking to myself on a broadcast that's not happening, I will definitely be here though.
All righty.
All right, gentlemen.
See you next time.
All right, man. And we're gonna move our way to Hold on. Let me pull him in real quick. And let me move Phillips down. Where you want to be at, Phillips?
I can get it.
All right. Let's see. This is going to be my man right here. I got him. Well, Mr. Laurelio, how are we doing this evening?
Terrible, man.
I know. I mean, you just could not wreck your teammate to save your life to win this race, could you?
Nope.
I mean, you had several opportunities to do so. Walk us through that next to the last restart there. Did you miss a shift or something?
I did. I missed a shift. I got stuck in neutral trying to get into fourth gear, and I lost it there.
I swear to God, I'd have made a right-hand turn on a left-hand track once I got up underneath him to win this race. But that's just between me and you. Let's walk yourself through this race here and let me know what your thoughts and concerns are about going into the next week as well.
Yeah, no, I didn't expect to be this good at Dover. It was really awesome to have that good of a run. I was really hoping it would stay green. Those cautions got me, and because I passed Getty there before that, the second to last caution, and I think I was going to run away with it after that restart too. But unfortunately, it didn't fall my way, and then I made a mistake. So hopefully, in 2 weeks, we got next week off, and then All-Star race. So hopefully, I'll be able to come back and redeem myself a little bit.
Well, I mean, all in all, not a bad job here tonight. You did an awesome job. Like I say, you had so many opportunities to pay your fearless leader back for something that happened a couple of weeks ago. I would have done it, but that's just me. I know you're not that type of racer. I know he's not that.
Season.
Well, you still got a long. Yeah, like you say, you still got plenty of time to pay him back. That's for sure. But I know this win would have helped you out as you are still winless here and going into our. What is this, 8th race? So I know you want that win really bad. Tonight was a really good shot at getting that win. All I got to say is, you know what you got to do to get into this playoffs. You can do it by points. We know you can, but I would really love to see you get a win up underneath you to try to secure your place in this championship bid.
Yeah.
At least a chance to put Hesgard in the wall in the last race in the last lap. But, I mean...
That I might be able to do. We'll see. Well, maybe some team orders for that.
Well, they're going to go out the window in the last race. There are no team orders. You know that, right?
Of course.
Okay. Well, shout-outs, man. You know you got them. You got to get them in.
Thanks to S2R. I mean, it's just fun racing with these guys and working together. Me and Hesgar, I think we're just going to have a great year. And everybody, Bill's been fast, Ben, so it's just been really fun. So thanks to you for broadcasting. Glad you're back in the booth and ready for a bye week here and come back and hopefully keep the consistency and turn into a win.
Well, you definitely need that win to definitely lock yourself in. But, again, as I've said, you're a class enough driver that you don't have to have a win to get into the championship. You'll do that all on your own with the points. I know that for sure. Mr. Larillo, again, congratulations on your second-place finish, my man.
All right, have a good night, man.
Yeah, you too. Let's put him back down into S2R. All right. Now, let's grab Mr. Hesgard. Let's see. Ryan Hesgard. Mr. Hesgard, do you have a copy, my man?
Yeah, go ahead.
I tried to pay people to take your ass out of this race. I did. I told Arillo to take you out. I told Chamberlain to take you out.
Did you tell Rod too?
He was the only person I did not pay to try to take you out, and he almost did. Imagine that. Now, walk us through that little bit, because it looked to me like you were getting ready to make your way down pit road. And matter of fact, I heard you gear down like you were going down pit road, and he was coming off of pit road and was gaining speed. Did you see him at the last minute and like, oh no, here it comes?
Yeah. So when I came around, I was kind of telling myself once I got to James's bumper, that was when I was going to pit. And it just so happened we come around that lap, and I seen Rod leaving pit road, and I knew it would take him a little bit to get up to speed or whatever it was. So I'm looking in my mirror, and I'm like, okay, I can't even, I don't even see him. And I start just gearing down. I'm like, okay, I got 4 or 5 seconds to get this thing loaded down, and I can cut in, and I can have a pretty quick stop. And just as soon as I, go to cut in, thank God I looked in my mirror because he was on my inside, which really baffled me. I don't know why he saw the gap close as fast as he did and then decided to take me on the inside. I mean, you just put 2 and 2 together there, and the guy has a problem. Why would you pass inside? So that baffled me. It actually ruined my race. I was down on power. There's not a chance in hell that I win this race if Lorello gets a good restart. Pure luck.
Well, you're lucky on that because he did miss the shift, and I thought he was going to take you on that next to the last restart. But
I told him, I said, we got to count it down, and we counted it down, and Lorello was right on me. I don't know what type of stop or what kind of restart Buddy got there on the top side, or like what happened. But I mean, there's no chance that I win this race if it goes green to the end. I mean, I wasn't gonna hold Lorello up like that, being down on power. But once again, just like last week, Monday night at Talladega, the caution comes out and I'm in front. So, I mean, I'll take it. It's not the way I want to get him.
Well, you did say that you was going to win this race when I dropped down there in the channel. You was the first one to speak up and said you were going to win this race. Confidence goes a long way, and you did do exactly what you said you were going to do. But, I mean, man, seriously, you got to give somebody else a shot at winning a race or two.
I'm trying.
Well, I mean, if you'd have just turned a little harder to the right, you could have hit the wall a little bit more, and then, we'd have had a different winner here tonight. But no, you got to let Fastenal get away with one and still come back and win a race.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not one to repay back anything, but I definitely owe him one.
Oh,
I think.
Well, I think Lorillo owes you one, too, and I've been trying to get him to pay you back, and he just won't do it.
I can't help that he misses shifts, I can't control what he does in his race car. I mean, we all talk. We know the game plan on these restarts. If we're on the front row, whoever's got the lead counts it down, and that's exactly what happened. Lorello counted it down, and unfortunately, he just missed a shift, and it put me out front. And again, I said, and I straight told him, I said, if you get to my bumper, there's no chance in hell I'm holding you up. I just can't do it. He's going to pass me on the outside, whatever it's going to be. He had the fastest car all day long, and I wasn't going to even be able to remotely fight him for it. So, you can be good, but sometimes it pays to be lucky too,
Yes, it does. It sure does. I can be as good as I want to be at Talladega. It don't matter. That luck did not hold out for me. But, I still got 2 more shots at that, and I might get a chance at actually winning a race here in DRL. But you the man, though. What is this, race number 4?
I don't know. I don't really, I mean.
I'll tell you what it is. I think you got 3 so far.
I don't remember.
Oh, you don't count wins?
Well, no, winning's fantastic. But right now, our main focus is to get our 2 teammates that don't have a win. We had a solid chance at Bristol, and we had a big chance here today. And I don't know how I keep coming out in front. I'm not trying to do anything malicious to them and tell them one thing and then do the exact opposite, but sometimes it does appear that way. I'm all for my teammates winning. I'm all for helping them during practice and stuff like that. So I'm not super happy about the win because I know it wasn't mine, but I'll take it.
Shout outs, man. Get them in, get them out. Now you got them.
Yeah, first and foremost, welcome back, dude. You being gone, that I know I had a couple family members asking, "Where's David? Where's David?" So I'm glad you're back. And to the guys that filled in last week and for you, I think they got a taste of what you actually do week in and week out, and I know the league did as well. So big thank you to all the broadcast people involved. Big thank you to DRL admins for giving us a platform. And then, as always, a big thank you to SGK for all the practice sessions they throw up for us. And a big thank you to all my teammates. Without them, we're not even racing.
Well, it don't matter how many races you win here, man. You're still a good driver. But when it comes down to them playoffs, everything goes out the window.
Yeah, playoffs are going to be. I mean, Getty's fast, Morello's fast, Izinga's fast, I'm
Lim-
fast, Bill's fast. Corona,
Yep.
we're going to have an awesome. I think this playoffs might be the most exciting throughout all three series, just because the guys that are in top 10 in points are practicing together. We're not getting the secrets, but we are seeing what times they're getting. So we need to, we got that benchmark.
That's true.
It's gonna be fun. Hopefully we're around, and it's a long season yet. So
Well, I mean, when the top drivers practice together, and like you say, you're not giving away any secrets, you're not giving anybody anything, but it just makes it a lot more comfortable for you to race around each other. And then you know what your skill levels are around each other for that particular track for that week. So SGK and S2R, it's no reason why the cream is rising to the top when y'all practice together week in and week out. And I know that those are not private sessions. I mean, y'all have invited many drivers to join you. So, I mean, if people don't want to take advantage of it, that's on them. If I was racing in this, yeah, I'm telling you right now, if I was racing in the Xfinity Series, I would be in there every shot I had. But, that's just me. Well, actually, I wouldn't because of the situation that I'm in right now. But, but if I had the opportunity to actually be in and doing a lot of practice, a lot more than what I should be doing, then I would be there. But, Mr. Hesgard, I want to thank you for your time here tonight. Congratulations on your win, your 4th win of the season. Congratulations. I know you got 4 more coming. And with that being said, congratulations, my man. We'll look forward to seeing you not next week, but the week after. Apparently, y'all got a week off.
Yeah, it was news to me, but another week off is a good thing. Keeps the motor kicking and it makes it fun. Otherwise, you get burnt out. So I appreciate.
Next week is Mother's Day weekend, right? I believe it is. That reminds me, I got to send my stepfather a Mother's Day card.
Alrighty, yeah. I just hope. Yeah, I mean, as touching back on the open invite, if members of the league, even if you're not a member of the league and you see this video or broadcast, reach out if you're looking for just drivers to hang out with, have fun. I mean, we post the passwords right in our Discord channel. If we post it in the general, it's a free game. We don't have a race. We just do a 2-hour practice session almost every night. So.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. You want to learn from the best? Jump in. Password's open. Just join our Discord and you can get in. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's going to help us out with Hesgard here tonight. Mr. Hesgard, again, congratulations on your win. Look forward to seeing you in the playoffs, my man.
Thanks, David.
Yes, sir. And he's moved himself, so I don't have to do it. Well, let's quickly run through the unofficial results here. Ryan Hesgard led 84 of these laps here tonight, so I think that's going to lock him up for the most laps led. Lorillo got 17, comes home second. Clay Phillips, third. Getty Butner, fourth. Buddy Chamberlain, way to go, buddy. Top 5. You deserve it, my man. Mike Lemon, 6th. Bill Edwards, 7th. Chris Stouffer, 8th. David Wright, 9th. And Ben Izinga is going to round out our top 10. Andrew Marsh going to come home 11th. Matthew Lovett, 12th, who had a really disappointing race there at the end. James Pandolf, 13th. Paul Barboza, 14th. Rod Fostanall, 15th. Dustin Jones, 16th. Zachary Smith, 17th. Andrew Short, 18th. Sam Niederhelm, 19th. Sidarius Jackson's going to come home 20th. Brent Kingcock didn't quite have the race he wanted to have here tonight. Finishes 21st. Gary Cornwett led 27 of these laps here tonight. Really got messed up there at the end. Comes home 22nd. Nathan Pollard, 23rd. Martin Wenzel, 24th. Jordan Larson going to come home 25th. Oh, I got some heartburn bad, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry. Let's see. We did that. let's get our credits in real quick. Want to thank James Pandolf, our owner of the league. Got to thank Martin Winslow and Jordan Gonzalez for the graphics and technical department. JP for our marketing as well. Our broadcasters, myself, David Welburn Jr., Ryan Branch, Martin Winslow, Getty Butner, James Pandolf, Derek Pemberton, Eric Witherholtz, David Lindahl, and let me see here. I want to add a couple more people to this list. Let me just give me just a second. DRL TV. We got Chris James. We got Eric Witherholtz, Martin Winslow, Ryan Branch, Spencer Tart, Taylor Butcher Benjamin. Those are some other drivers that are helping out with our broadcasting. Want to give y'all a big shout out as well. Thank you for stepping up while I've been away. Look forward to having y'all in the booth and even stepping forward as these next 6 weeks are going to be rough on me and the wife. Race control, Martin Winslow, Getty Buckner, James Pandolf, Robbie Armstrong, Dakota Wilkins, Ryan Hesgard, Jeremy Hebel, Richard Springer, and Eric Witherholtz. The administrators of this league are James Pandolf, Getty Buckner, Martin Winslow, Ryan Branch, and myself. Thoughts and concerns, hit us up. You can email us. You can reach out in Discord. We are in red. Thoughts and concerns, anything that we can do to make this race better. Have a question, have a concern, have an argument, have something, just bring it to our attention. We can't know what's going on if you don't tell us, ladies and gentlemen. With that being said, our next race is going to be the Lucas Oil. It's going to be May 21st. We do have a week off. Look forward to that short track racing at the Lucas Oil racetrack. Can't wait to get there. Can't wait to see it. Pretty much it's going to be a Bristol on steroids. I think, anyway, it's going to be some nice Saturday night racing on a Tuesday night afternoon. So, looking forward to those 77 laps there as well. Ladies and gentlemen, that is going to conclude our broadcast here this evening. Want to give a big shout out to everybody who has gave thoughts and prayers and concerns for me and my wife here. Again, diabetes is no joke. If you got it, take care of it. If not, you're going to end up in the hospital. That is nothing to play around with. With that being said, good night, ladies and gentlemen, and God bless. We look forward to seeing you back here in our next broadcast, which will be tomorrow night for our truck series in the Dover International Speedway Monster Mile once again.